York. What? AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yo, that wasn't even on purpose, Flea. I forgot. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that.
Get your ass out of here. Now you back.
Let's ride. You talking about? Who's got everybody? This Knicks, this Knicks, that all day. Jesus Christ!
The finals is going on.
I wouldn't know.
And we are
is there? There's a finals going on.
Finals.
What?
The NBA, the biggest stage in basketball going on right now, and we own the headlines.
Nigga said, "What finals?
What
the potentially worst finals ever?" Like I've been saying.
Yeah.
But you know who fault that is, and we can have this. We can have a discussion. Adam Silver. I said this to y'all a couple years ago. He will go down as the worst commissioner in sports history, bro.
You've been kicking his back in for a long time. You've been kicking his back in for a long time.
Flea, how do you not schedule an NBA Finals game on a Sunday night on Father's Day, bro?
Yeah, that's wild.
That's deep. That I don't even want to touch that subject right now.
That's wild.
So y'all saying there's more money. I ain't even gonna lie. You're not gonna cancel me, but I know what that's about.
Because I can't front. The expectation was for that game. I had to look to see, like, oh shit, game not coming on tonight. Game coming on Monday,
bro.
Okay,
bro. Like Adam Silver is amazing. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. Flea, like you said, I've been adamant about this. Consistent, bro. He is terrible. He is terrible. He's terrible. I don't care what nobody say. He's terrible. The time these games come on, the days, it's like, yo, bro, what, like you said, Flea, you thinking, yeah, Sunday, Father's Day, hang out, I come back in, watch the game. You like,
don't watch the game?
Man,
I gotta watch Law and Order SVU. The fuck out of here. Like,
exactly. Come on, man.
You're
tired of looking at Olivia and lusting over her. Tired of that.
Olivia
Benson. They know who
I don't watch them. She from that show that you talking about. I don't watch them shows.
Yeah, I'm talking about Law and Order SVU.
Yo, hold on. Derek Jeter knocked that down too?
No, Fabian. No.
All right. That mean he did. Listen, if we say no, he knocked it down.
That mean he did.
Smoothest nigga walking the planet Earth.
The smoothest.
Please, you know I'm no Yankee fan, right? You know that. I grew up despising the Yankees. But Mariano Rivera, George Steinbrenner, and the king of them all, the king of the hill, is Derek Jeter. When he sent his lovely dates off in the morning in a limousine back to wherever they were going with a gift package that included an autograph or whatever he had, even if it's not true, those are the rumors that are attached to Derek Jeter's name. No scandals. And he knocked them all down.
No kids.
All of them.
No kids, Bob. He waited till he was done playing baseball to basically start having a family. Waited. Like, all right, I'm done now.
Bro, listen, him and Sade is the best to ever do it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's Olivia. She's a Knicks fan.
Since when?
She's at the games. She like hugged on Jalen Brunson.
Sade? No, you're talking about
Olivia Benson.
Olivia Benson. You're talking about Marissa. Yeah, you're talking about her.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was about to say you saw OG's face. He was like, Sade was at the games.
Nah, that would be crazy.
He's about to lose it.
Yeah, she used to be at the games.
Nah, this one she be at the games. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's his people's. They say everybody get jealous because he don't hug nobody but her.
Yeah.
He don't speak to half these niggas. None of that. All the celebrities, he show her the most love. But yeah, Derek Jeter and Sade is the GOATs, bro. When you talk about how to move, when you talk about smooth criminals,
quiet.
When you talk about how to conduct yourself in the entertainment world, in the world, period, bro, they the GOATs, bro. They the GOATs. That shit is a whole nother level. GOAT status. Sorry.
as we wait for some people to roll in, real quick question: do you feel like AllBall? Do you feel like Jay-Z should pay Dame Dash's taxes?
We could go here. We could absolutely go here.
He's gonna skip it. Go PC.
No. Hold on. No. I have something to say about that. Memphis Bleak just came out, right? Who I've never liked. Let's just be realistic. He's right? Seriously.
Who do you like?
Great Flea. Great question. That's like,
if it ain't Rakim,
it's trash.
If it ain't Rakim, look,
I
let you cook. If it ain't Rakim, if it ain't Michael Jordan, and if it ain't Oxtails, this nigga don't like it. He don't like him. Fuck everybody else. I'm missing a couple. I'm missing a couple.
I love my brothers up here. I love the chat, and I love lamb chops. Right?
Lamb chops. Okay.
But in all seriousness, right? Seriousness, however you say that shit. Memphis Bleak just came out, and I just don't like when you kick people backs in when they down. It's okay to say no comment. I don't think everybody has to answer everything. But he just came out and explained like how Dame Dash, shysted Beanie Siegel, right? But to answer that question, yes, Jay-Z should help him. I understand Dame Dash, in the past has been terrible. However, their relationship, whatever. But yeah, he should help him. Y'all my brothers. I have other brothers that, they might not be up here, but I consider family. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. No matter what we went through. It's gonna be, I'm gonna help you indirectly. I'm gonna hand somebody else. You get what I'm like? I'm not like Jay-Z doesn't have to do it himself, but you know what? I have a whole bunch of people that work for me. I'm gonna help you to get back on your feet. I'm not gonna put you back on. So if you owe $1 million, I'll pay the $1 million. But that's it. I'm not helping you with a job. I'm not giving you extra money. No, but I think he should help him. Yes, I do, because no matter how people feel about Dame, they did have a brotherhood. He's the godfather of his children. They did have a relationship. And people say when it came to business, Dame Dash held it down as far as protecting his artists and Jay-Z. Now, what Bleak is saying about how Dame Dash did certain things with money. Yes, Jay-Z should help him, man. Seriously, I don't know where we as human beings just all of a sudden don't have a heart. I don't understand that. Like I said, if I ain't got it, Flea, then I ain't got it. But if I got it and I have more than enough, Tupac said this. Big shout out to him, rest in peace. He said, and remember, this was 30 years ago. Yo, how does people have 30 million in their pocket and it's people with nothing? Bro, you and that man came in the game together. Y'all did something that till this day can never be done. Everybody's trying to do it. I love TDE. They did not have what Rockefeller had. I love what CMG doing with Glorilla. Like, it's a lot of record labels that try to mimic. Now, they may have made more money. They artists may have, but what Rockefeller did for the culture, Jay-Z owe it to that man to help him out. I'm sorry. And like I said, I can help you out and still not be your friend. I can still say, yo, bro, how you did me or however, I can't fuck with you. But, bro, and that's it. So, yeah, I think he should lend him a helping hand. Real talk, because like I said, we human beings, man. We ain't monsters. Like I say, he ain't violate his mama or his kids or his wife. He just an asshole. Or did he? Please look.
You kind of you might as well. Yo, Flea, what you think? Are you a big J? Throw the rock sign up of the crew.
Be respectful. No, I don't do those things.
Never in your life do the rock sign
in life.
I ain't never do that in
life.
I gained a whole newfound respect for you. I thought you was I'm just saying. So people that love Jay-Z, they go crazy
in life.
So do you think that Jay-Z owes it to Dame to help him out right now, or whatever the case people are talking about on the internet?
No, I don't. And I'm the guy that I don't believe in holding grudges. I don't believe in that thing. I look at people weird when they hold grudges because it's so heavy to hold, right? If you release that, you will feel so much lighter. So I absolutely believe in not holding grudges and looking past and forgiveness and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. But over the years, I've adopted a new mantra where is stop letting people play in your face, because people will continue to play in your face as long as you allow them to. And so there's got to be a line drawn at some point. Is OG right? Is the man thing to do? Are you a stand-up brother by knowing one of the peoples that you are connected with is struggling right now, and you know you got it to get him out of the jam? Like he said, not to put him on, but to get him out of the jam. I would absolutely do it, 1,000%. But I don't think, Hov is obligated to do it. I don't think.
Hold on, Fee. I just want to 2 seconds. I agree with you, Fabian. He doesn't owe him anything. I just think he should do it right. But I just want to say that, Flea, you can finish cooking. You're correct, Flea. He don't owe him anything. He don't have to do it. I think he should do it. But I just want to say that. Go ahead, Flea. Sorry.
Yeah. I just don't think that anybody like us, like we're asking the question, should he do it? OG saying yes, I'm saying no. But I don't think any of us feel like, or anybody should feel like Hov is obligated. Like, yo, if the call needs to be made to get Dame out of whatever he's got going on, the call should go to Jay-Z. I just think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's right. I think it's all good. You show who you are as a man because you got a couple of dollars. But we could have been showing who we are as men by mending what's been going on for the last 10, 15 years. We could have figured that out. So I don't think there's an obligation from Hov to do anything for him.
But hold on. Let me say this. I just thought this. Let me say this. I'm gonna say he's slightly obligated. Slightly. Let me explain why. You looked out for Lil Wayne. You looked out for Savage, 21 Savage. You looked out for Meek Mill. I mean, I understand, but I'm just saying still, you looked out for people that you didn't come up with. So for me, that changes my mind a little bit. I just thought of that.
But that's what a big homie is supposed to do. A big homie is supposed to look behind and say, yo, I can help out the guys that don't know no better. Me and Dame was in the trenches. We was in the mud together. You know better, nigga. Now I'm obligated because now I went left and got my shit right. You went left, talk shit the whole time you went left, and now shit ain't right, and I owe you? Like, I don't. Obligation is the wrong word. Being a stand-up man and helping you, 1,000%. But ain't no obligation to him. For what?
Yo, I think I don't want to make it a debate, but what Flea just said, the fact that Jay-Z is in this position, ain't nobody in no position to tell Jay-Z he's obligated to do a damn thing. Bro, I'm up crazy. I don't have to do anything. That's what an obligation is. I don't owe you nothing. We came in the game. I had a vision. You knew how to make that vision happen. Without Dame, there's no Jay. I don't care what anybody says. Without Puff, there's no Big. I don't care what anybody says. But at a certain point, it hit the intersection. It hit the crossroads. And Jay was like, yo, I want to see bigger. I learned a lot from what happened just here, and I know where to go, and he's here. And I'm gonna be straight up. I think Jay-Z took Rockaway from Dame Dash. I do. In real time, I said it. So yo, wow. Now you came back with the Russians with 100 million? Damn, did them dirty. Big Brooklyn. It's been 20 years, bro. It's been 20 years, bro. You still didn't make another Hove. It's been 20 years, and Rockefeller was how long? 10 years?
Maybe, if that.
So it's been double the time that Rockefeller's been around that you guys ain't even cool no more. I'm not obligated, bro, because within that time, like you said, and this is how I am. I don't need to go. If me and Flea ain't cool no more, I'm not going anywhere to talk about Flea. What is there to talk about? I don't care what he says about me. He says something crazy to me, I'm gonna see you when I see you, bro. I don't care what Charlamagne's asking me. I don't. So
that's it right there.
This whole internet thing. Also, there's a big anti-Jay-Z thing going on. And that's why I try to be careful now with it, because I see too many people agreeing with it. Now Rock Nation's the devil, and maybe they are. Maybe they are. But you chose Dame Dash to be a part of the devil is Jay-Z. Why would you do that? And then you want his help, the devil's help? If he does help you, like he doesn't win either way. I'm gonna help you, and then what? You're gonna be back in the same spot? Bro, he's infamous for saying everything he's saying. I don't know if Dame really learns from anything. What do I gain from this? I'm trying to put, like Flea just said, Lil Wayne doesn't know any better. Dame Dash is older than all of us, I think. And he still acts like he doesn't know any better. To me, if it was anybody else, if he's shown growth, this wouldn't even be a conversation. He wouldn't even be in this position. He just wouldn't. Just to, and it's unfortunate because I always agreed with how Jay did Dame was dirty, but at a certain point, you had to get over it. You didn't sue him. You had all the obligation to do that, apparently, but you never did it because of some code that I don't even know what you're talking about. And now you're in a position where it's like in life. Now, the fact that this is even a topic of conversation is crazy.
See, and this is gonna be weird. I don't think he did him dirty. Hear me out. You two grown men, and after a while, remember y'all was partners. Let's not forget that y'all was partners. Y'all grown, and after a while, y'all ideas started going other ways. I mean, this may sound crazy, but how did Jay really do him dirty? Bro, I'm out of here on you. I don't want to do business with you no more. I don't want to. Hold on. Like I'm just like, for me, one thing with me, I deal with reality. I'm not right.
How we know, dirty? What we actually know.
Like, right, I'm doing it right. I don't know the
act like, I know people act like they know, and they don't know. Like
I know what I know.
On the surface, what did he do dirty to him?
To me, on the surface, it doesn't look like it's dirty. It looks like they had Rockefeller. You split it up. We got the money from Def Jam or Universal. Okay, cool. We had Rockaware. We split it up. You took your part, took my part. To me, from what I know, when you pop up 6 months later with a bunch of new partners that you could have had at the same time that you were with me, oh, that was money you knew about. You knew it was there. These rushes did not come out of nowhere. All I'm saying is that it was dirty. Doesn't matter, but that's how business is anyway. How he explained that to Dame, I don't know. All I know is you didn't do nothing about it anyway. That's been my thing with Dame. You crying on the internet for 2 decades about this. You didn't do nothing about it. You didn't sue him. You didn't do nothing. I'm just saying he's even said that's the thing what happened with Leo Cohen. That's torturous interference. The thing that happened with the Russian dudes, that's torturous interference. We're in a contract together where you're obligated. At that time, he was obligated to do everything in his power to make sure that that company is blasting off. And Jay was holding back for a reason. I'm not mad at him. So it's business.
This is just the last point I'm gonna have. Dame thought he was smarter than Jay-Z. To me, that's the problem. Dame thinks he's smarter, and he is a smart young man. But he thought he was smarter than Jay-Z, and he got outsmarted. And he had that street hood, you my man mentality in a world that doesn't exist. And how many times can someone show you who they are and you don't get it? So I just think, listen, man, I don't think he did him dirty. I just think, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say, yo, I mean, we grown, we adults, we were partners, we split. I went my way, you went your way. Now, if we hearing that Jay-Z blackballed him and this, like I said, Flea, you correct. I don't know the ins and outs. But unless I know for a fact when they split, Jay-Z blackballed him to where, because remember, Dame said it himself, I didn't want to be in the music business no more.
He said that countless times.
So he said
right. A lot. So he ain't blackballed. Hold on, Fabian. No, hold on. So he didn't blackball you from the music business. You took it upon yourself to want to do art and want to do this and want to do this. So for me, this shit is weird, but I don't look at it like everybody else look at it. But just the initial, should he help him? Because that's what you know, quote unquote real niggas do. Like I said, for me, if it don't hurt, why not, bro? I don't see why I would want to see somebody, even though he put it upon himself, to just be in this situation. And like you said, Fabian, if he does help him and he puts himself in that situation again, that's on him. Of course, you don't help a second time, but how many times we've helped people and they right back? So it's weird, but yeah, Flea, you're correct. He's not obligated, Fabian, to do a damn thing. I agree with that.
And I just think Fabian mentions it. He's talking about 2 decades of just conversation, of chatting, of you know, selling your story and all of this, when you could have spent the last 20 years making sure you in a better position. How much has talking put you in a position to make more money? It hasn't. That little bullshit Vlad gives you, that's gone. That's your bills for the month, for the quarter. Like, what we talk, like, there's so many other things that he could have been doing, in my opinion, besides leaning into having that conversation anytime anybody wants to sit down and have the conversation. Because I don't think it's generating a lot of revenue. It would be one thing if you were generating a lot of revenue from being able to say your story and tell your story about what happened between you and Hove and Rockefeller and Rockaway and all that kind of stuff. But you're not capitalizing on really making the money. Where's the real doc? Where's the documentary that you're executive producing? Where's the, you know what I'm saying? Where are all of these things that could be out here putting money in your pocket, but we're not looking at you like you a sucker? I look at you like you a sucker because you talk a lot. And it ain't now you broke. Really, the definition of broke. Now you broke, and we having conversations about Hove needs to come save you. Like, so I look at this very different. It ain't really about a Jay-Z and Dame thing. It could have been anybody. Like, the behavior wasn't conducive of me turning around and saying, okay, I forgive you. Here's $5 million to get you out.
We don't know that. We heard so many rumors about the personal side of it that it's like there's a lot with that, with girls involved and everything. And that to me has also always been the root of all evil. Dudes do not know how to keep themselves just chill, bro. And he's a menace with that, I think, Dame. And he's, like you said, Flea, this is what happens when you want to be all up in the videos, all up in the songs. You're not the artist. That was always so. And Jay-Z proved like, yo, I could be the artist and then turn this into something, because you never promised. Like, how many artists actually even have this long of a tenure anyway? This is not promised. So to say this is a Jay-Z Dame thing, because it's Jay-Z's story at the end of the day. You're going to be a part of his story more than anything else. And you can't even accept that. And that's always my bottom line. Like, I'm perfectly fine. AllBall superstar, Flea superstar. I'm okay with all of that. We need to know they're scared, but I'm not. And we live before anything else.
Yeah, but I disagree with that point, because you're superstars. Well, I think everybody's a superstar in their own right. But but seriously, and I'm not saying that because y'all my brothers. Like, I mean, like, even in the chat, we got some superstars in the chat. They be going crazy in the comments. For sure. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge and take accountability. Until Dame just takes accountability, bro. Bro, the way you treat and talk to people is insane. So I think that's where it starts and that's where it should end. I think any time in life, even if he don't help you, okay, you feel what he did was wrong, cool. But 2 wrongs don't make a right. And when you fight fire with fire, we know them old sayings, it doesn't pan out. Remember, he did you dirty. Big shout out that movie. Have y'all ever seen the movie The Green Book?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Yo, listen, Fleet, when y'all get a chance, watch the movie The Green Book. It's a true story, based on a true story. But it was one scene where the young man said, dignity always wins. Always wins. Flea, you can talk about me like a dog. What's going to happen if I do the same thing? Nice. So, Dave, no matter how bad you think Jay did you going up on these platforms talking about you trying to scoop Beyonce before him and he can't fight, and you just the insult after insult. It's
weird behavior. It's weird behavior to now turn around and say, "Here, give me." That's weird behavior, man. I'm sorry.
So for me, I always try to tell myself, dignity always wins. And at the same time, you know, listen, them brothers had a relationship. I do think Jay should do something to help him. But like I said, for me, it should be from arm's distance. Like I said, I'm the type, if I got a problem with you, I'll find somebody you cool with, and I get somebody I'm cool with. Yo, do this. They ain't even got to know it's coming from me, whether you know or not. But I'm the type, I'm not putting that in your hand. Okay, let's get the bills he owe. Okay, we're going to clear that out. It's on you now, bro. But for me, listen, man. He jammed himself up, bro. Jammed himself up. I'm sorry. He jammed himself up. And he been jamming himself up for probably 30 years, man. I'm sorry, man. Lord have mercy.
Everybody's in a lane right now. Like I know we're gonna move on, but everybody is in a lane right now that you was, you know, affiliated with or touched. There's all these podcast lanes. Why hasn't anybody called and said, Dame, we want to hear you talk weekly about Rockefeller and all the stories that you have? Why hasn't anybody done that yet?
I'm gonna be real. They have, bro. You could tell his personality type. Again, I keep saying, bro, all you gotta do is sit there and chop it up and do these 10 episodes. It's not, to me, it's not that difficult, but it's difficult to speak to someone who's being difficult. He's not. He's just not an easy person to be around. And that's what I'm saying about like, yo, I don't have a problem with stepping back, shouting out La Turia. It's just, and the ego. It's the ego, bro. It's just in real time we see it. And it's not like he doesn't have a reason to have, like, I don't think my ego could ever be that inflated. I haven't been there yet. He was super up. Everything in real life on earth, his ego got him to a point where it was like, oh, damn, I'm living a life.
I'm gonna say this, and please let's get to some Knicks. Shout out Tori B, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. But let me just say this. Sometimes we think we great at things and we're just not. Like we have to start being honest with ourselves. There's things I'll do that I say to myself, I'm not good at that, bro. That's like me right now. You put a laptop in front of me and tell me do a code or do something, that shit. Bro, let's be realistic. Every movie he made was garbage. Like, it's just a lot of things that it wasn't it.
No. Not
every movie?
I'm not letting you fucking do that. Don't you fuck. And you the movie buff. Look, he took his glasses off. Look.
So hold on. No. Hold on. Y'all talking to a real movie nut. Hold on.
Fabian, let's get his ass.
He got
Paid in Full.
Super classic.
Paid in Full is not his movie. Let's stop that. That's not his movie.
Okay. Hold on. So wait. I'm confused what his movie would be, because what is he gonna do with a movie? Write it? I don't want to see
executive produce. He's gonna executive produce.
So what is he supposed to do with a movie?
Hold on. He says he executive produce. He says he write. Listen, he says he does everything. He does the camera work. He does everything. State Property 1 and 2 is trash. Stop.
One is good. One is good.
I'll watch State Property.
One is good. One is good, OG.
You know how many bad movies I can watch?
Right. That's a bad movie. That's good. You know that. You know what it is. You know what I mean by it was good. All of the Paper Soldiers, a bad movie, but it's good. Like, I can watch it. I can laugh. It's good.
What was the other shit? The other shit he did? On the Rock.
Okay, hold on. So right, but you can't say that. And we saw Tyler Perry, who shout out to you. Good luck to you. I should say.
Did you watch Straw yet?
I saw 3 seconds of
it. You ain't watched.
But how can we say that and we see Tyler Perry doing what he's doing, 50 Cent doing what he's doing? It's not. I don't think what 50 Cent doing is great, but what he's doing is great. All I'm saying is that if Dame had the capability, he had all of these things he was ahead of everybody, and he was doing this. Master P had hope, like he was doing all this: the fashion, the alcohol, clothing, music. He had everything that they're doing right now. What I'm saying is that there's a common denominator with all this and why it's not going anywhere. It's you. Play the background. You want to be the face of everything. That's the problem, bro. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let somebody else be the face of all that. Tyler Perry's not on the cover of all his films. You just said Straw. That's Taraji Henson's on the cover.
He did another weird movie with the guy that owed them money. Trash. I think it had Kevin Bacon in it. Bro. The catalog. Yo, let's get to the Knicks content, bro. Let's get to the Knicks content.
Listen, you said
the nigga said he did another movie with a nigga that owed him bread.
Come on, my nigga. Like, come on, man. I was like, come on, man.
With somebody else that owed him bread.
Ball suckers. You are OG.
We live.
Big Flea. The biggest, y'all. The fucking biggest. The nigga said.
What? That shit was called The Woodsman.
He did another movie with a nigga that owed him bread.
With another two that owed him bread.
Come on, bro. And good, that shit was called The Woodsman. Listen, if you did 9 movies and one of them is good and 8 is bad, like, come on, bro. Like, nah, my nigga, you ain't good at it. Get some, like you said, Fabian, get out the way, get some writers, let somebody else executive produce. Stop wanting to, come on, I don't want to cook him. He from Harlem. I respect him. But come on, bro. Like I said, there's many things I'm terrible at.
I can't be mad at the hustle, man. I can't be mad at the attempt. But
Hope signed Rihanna, bro. Hope might have been the one all along, my nigga. I'm sorry. Like we have to acknowledge that one day.
Going too long. We had a half an hour. OG about to start getting into a whole nother bag. You see? He about to get a whole nother bag.
It's 8-11, man. Y'all know what this is.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Get me fucking started over here.
I'm glad we know we can get to that bag. When we get to that bag, you go crazy. I love it.
Well, it's over. We were just about that offline. Because you just said Dame Dash made a lot of bad moves in his career, or whatever the case may be. I think it was just bad results. You stay out the way. You already got there. And another guy, this guy, made a lot of bad moves in his career. At one point, AllBall was saying, why isn't he rivaling LeBron? I said, because he's not. We will never mention him with Michael Jordan. We mention LeBron with Mike. There's a reason for that. A lot of bad decisions made, and along his journey, he called the New York Knicks irrelevant. That's right. Kevin Durant.
Corny. Not cool. Busters.
Mark-ass
busters.
And then fast forward 7 years later. Boo-hoo-hoo. Guess who's knocking on our door? You know, you guessed it. Kevin Durant wants to be a New York Knick. And guess what we told him? Please, what we told Kevin Durant?
Get the fuck on. Get on. Get the fuck on, OG.
But we get to AllBall in a second because, you know, he wanted KD over
wanted the New York Knicks. He wanted to go there. The Knicks have no interest in bringing him in. Which probably makes the Knicks Nation, I don't know, probably quite interested in why not. I think these 3 choices are by default. He definitely doesn't want to go to Minnesota, but I think there is some fear from him and Rich Kleiman that they're hoping that there's going to be respect at Kevin's age to give him what he wants rather than try to trade him like he's 31 years old, which he's not anymore. I think they're trying to get a major haul, but they're hoping that they work with him and get it done. KD wanted the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I just want to play that part again. KD wanted the New York Knicks. You know who else wanted the New York Knicks? KD on the New York Knicks, Flea. You guessed it. The man in the middle. AllBall. Your man's Kevin Durant. KD. Easy money sniper. He wanted back in New York, AllBall. But La Cosa Rosa said, no, thank you. We remember. What's your reaction, AllBall, to Kevin Durant begging us, begging the garden doors to let us in, to let him in there?
So I'm gonna be honest. I love what the Knicks did, if it's true. No. Like I said, I would love KD here if it didn't cost us anything. The young man that reported that, I'm being real, he's terrible. I don't know how he still got a gig, but to each his own. Lord have mercy. But
Mark Spears is a legend. Mark Spears is a legend. Jesus Christ, OG. Yes,
you just said I don't. You just said I don't like anybody. Let me not like nobody. Let me have. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Listen,
two things can be true.
Yes.
Right. Let me not like his ass. Right.
I'm sorry, OG. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, listen. I cut y'all off all day. It's not a problem. Trust me. You cut me off anytime, brother.
Nigga said Mark Spears is terrible. Yo, go. Go.
Yeah, I know he irks
He is
me,
horrible.
Okay.
But
Flea, would you watch 10 minutes of a podcast with him on it?
It depends on what I'm going.
Nah,
it depends on what I'm
10
going
seconds.
to look for.
Yo, he's lying. He's lying.
Right, I don't want to know.
If he was up here with us, we would bring him the flavor, sabor, to his show.
Listen,
what is that?
You said 10 minutes, 10 seconds, but I digress. He's a legend for sure, Flea. He ain't my type of legend. Sorry. Respect to him, though, right?
Great, right. I used to like his pieces that he used to write. That's all.
Okay.
Go ahead. His pieces was great he used to write. That's all.
You started this. You should have let me not like him. Like,
I should have shut the hell up.
But like I said, if what he's saying is true, I totally agree. I don't know what Phoenix is thinking about. Like I said, what do y'all want? He's 37. You know, for me, I would love KD if it's for the low. And how many times have we been up here and I've said numerous times, why is everybody trying to fleece us? We watch teams get good players for the low. Why we can't get him for a bench player in some picks? Because that's what anybody else is going to get him for. Ain't nobody giving up the house. Let's cut the jokes. But I love what the Knicks did because it reversed back to the Jay-Z and Dave thing. Bro, remember what you said about us? Yeah, we ain't forget. Look who's cool now and look who isn't.
Hold on.
Now your ass is in.
Oh, boy. Leon Rose is Rock Nation?
Listen. Look who's cool now and look who's uncool in Phoenix.
Glasses that good.
Listen. I love it. I love that we show some backbone. And we stood up for ourselves. Like I said, I think the days of the Knicks getting fleeced is over. Of course, you know, everybody feels some way about the Mikal Bridges with the 5 picks, but you know, at the time, you know, linking him with his guys, him coming from the Nets, playing great basketball, but the normal where you think you really gonna rob us blind, them days is over. And I really think, you know, the Knicks is moving into the right direction. I know my brother Flea wants us to have a plan, but I think we just showed that we have a plan, that we ain't going for the okie doke. Because we could have easily went for the okie doke. Easily. Like y'all said, Tory B in the comments, 37 years old. Flea said all the time, injury prone. Yeah, great talent. But why y'all asking for so much? And like I said, I really think the Knicks organization, when KD or whoever's representatives may have called and said, hey, we want to holler, they probably sent him a video of when he said, yeah, y'all ain't cool, and disrespected us. And now the way Kevin Durant is biting him into you know what. I don't care what nobody says. He wants to go somewhere where it's going to be fun to play. You contend for a championship and it's going to be lit. And Flea, what I said, we are sexy. Because you know what a sexy female or male can do? They can turn people down. You know what we just did? We just turned down a legend, a future Hall of Famer, a 2-time champion. So for me, I love that we said, no, we ain't going for the okie doke. Because if this was 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, they'd have probably fleeced us. And I think we started to show backbone with the Donovan Mitchell situation. Yeah, I wanted him, but Danny Ainge wanted too much, and we didn't go for that. So kudos to the front office, to Dolan, to the whole Knicks organization for letting Phoenix and Kevin Durant know, kiss our ass. You want to take personal true and some picks? Y'all want to take campaign back? Yeah, we'll take KD for that. But if you think you're going to get Cat, or you talk about I want Bridges and OG, you don't get the fuck, excuse my language, get out of here. So as much as I wanted KD, because I think, you know, Magic Johnson said some things that he'll help us pick up the pace, the way he moves the ball efficient, the way he shoot the ball. But like I said, if you can't have him with that whole core, then nah, get out of here. So for me, if we could have got him for, like I said, 2 bench players and some picks, where we keep our starting 5 and our guys like Deuce and Mitch and that stuff. But listen, I agree. I like that we said, no, KD, we don't care who you are. And before I let Flea cook, big shout out to beautiful, the lovely Darlene Bryant is in the building. Before I let Flea cook, it's nowhere in the world, you know, they didn't forget what KD said about us. That was disrespectful. because he didn't have to go that hard, pause, at all. So I think now that KD said that, I'm being honest, I don't think a lot of teams want Kevin Durant. And I think he's overstaying his welcome, and he's overpriced at this point. Guys need to lower their standards. But for me, you know, the bad part is with him, he may think he's on LeBron James level. Remember, even at this point, LeBron James is still putting up MVP numbers, MVP seasons. They still get to the playoffs. With KD, he ain't doing none of that. So I just think he's shooting himself in the foot. But big shout out to the Knicks for standing up. We ain't going for it. Nope.
Flea. Big KD, the legend. He wanted in. Nigga said, nah. What's your response to the legendary career of Kevin Durant not coming to Broadway?
I got in trouble with my man when I said when they said, yo, you don't want Donovan Mitchell? I said, I'm cool. At first, I said, I'm cool. With Kevin Durant at 37 years old, I got the same mind. I'm cool. Listen, man, Kevin Durant is a pop culture hooper now. Like, he is a hooper that is strictly just worried about just being out there and just playing basketball. There's no sense of urgency from that dude from what I see. I don't know him personally, but from what I see, there's no sense of urgency. He does not create the winning culture. You don't feel like when he walks through the door that you are in championship contention. You just don't feel like that anymore. What I saw over the last few years in Phoenix let me know everything that I need to know about him. He's still a great talent, still a hell of a player, still great individually. But in a 5-on-5 team setting, I don't see how he helps us win. Right? We were all talking about winning championships. I think that's where we at right now. We want to win a championship. We want to get a coach in here to lead us to the championship, and we want players in here that's going to help us win a championship. At 37 years old, I don't think he can help us do that. And there's a lot of people out there talking about the nerve of y'all to turn y'all nose up to Kevin Durant. Well, let's be honest. That's what we do. That's what we've done in the past. We get aging superstars. We bring them in and thinking that we can still hold on to whatever they have left in the tank. And they come in and then we don't get the results that we're looking for. And then we got egg on our face and people laughing at us. And so now we decide to go the different route where it's been watching what KD looked like over the last 5 years, over the last 6 years. He's not the same guy anymore. He's getting older. His body frame is not one that's going to be able to withstand the ass whooping for too much longer. He's not built like LeBron James, the way he could play at that high level at 40. KD's smaller, slender. He's not a strong guy. Twig, that type of shit. So shit could happen where shit could go left, and I gotta call it quits. He's not built. The frame it's not about him. He's just not built that same way. So I just think we got to be logical about this. And for once, the Knicks are being logical. Okay, wait a minute. First of all, the dude turned us down when he was still in his prime. Okay, we need to be honest about that. There's some emotion tied to that. There's some personal petty shit behind that. Fine, we over that. But now if we're looking at what he's going to help us do going forward, yo, man, I don't think that that's somebody that you can hit your wagon to going forward. Because guess what? We'll be figuring out what it looks like after Kevin Durant very quickly. So it's not like he's going to come in and we're going, next 5 years, we good. No, we bring Kevin Durant in, it's a 2-year window, 3-year tops. Then we don't have no draft picks. Then we struggling to find players and pieces to bring. And now what do we look like? So again, I agree with the Knicks. I like the fact that we stood on our on our dean and said, I'm cool. You can stay over there.
AllBall always says this. You can bring a championship to New York and it's a whole nother level. For some reason, nobody understands that. Ask Eli Manning about winning a championship in New York. Eli Manning's maybe the clumsiest 2-time winner of anything in the history of anything. And he's just, people try to like put him in the same conversation. I'm like, all right, put him in the conversation with these other greats. Yeah, we don't belong in there. But we'll do that for you. We'll do that for you. We don't care. Joe Namath again. He's with them big ass ears. We are still celebrating him 60 years later. And we saw Jalen Brunson sacrifice to lead the team. Where's the sacrifice from Kevin Durant? It's always the super team thing. It's always, why would anybody want to trade any one of their core? Like the Spurs said, we're not putting Stephon Castle in that mix. And I totally agree. How Stephon Castle, you know what I think of him, Flea. You know how you described him to me before. You need to watch that kid. Word. As soon as I see a couple minutes of footage, oh nah, he's legit. He translate this in the summer league. Let me see. Then he gets to the NBA. No, KD, you're 37. You don't play defense. And why do you want $50-60 million? Bad enough we got to deal with Cat. $50-60 million. That's still risky. OGs, you know I love OG. Big time risk.
Making a hefty dollar.
If you came here and you showed some sacrifice like the rest of the team, and you go, yo, for the bigger picture, we're going to do this. Bring a chip to New York City. Like, Flea, you're asking what the plan is for the Knicks. Well, KD, what's been your plan? That's the thing with his career, because LeBron is getting away with this, and we'll get to him in a second. He's getting away with the team hopping thing, and he has a legion of fans that rock with him and everything. But he got away with it because he said, oh, I'm going to plan to go back to Cleveland, get that chip, and now you got to put me on this other level with Mike. Like, and then he's an android. But Kevin Durant felt like he was just doing what he wanted to do, like what he felt like doing. And you're just gonna come to the Knicks because you feel like coming here when we have a championship situation, and we're on the verge of just being, I keep saying it, the most powerful team in sports. Remember, Kevin Durant helped build Golden State into the most powerful team in the NBA. That was crazy. What happened over there in Oakland. Steph Curry was a part of that. Of course, Steph Curry led the way, but they're not getting that without Kevin Durant. This is all-time great. They're in the history books. So if you want to be in the history books again, bro, you're gonna have to sacrifice. I don't care what team is with, unless you're planning out the last phase of your life. You go, you know what? It's time for me to retire, and I'm just gonna chill, go to Florida, whatever it is. You go to Houston, it might be dope. I don't know. You go to the Spurs, it might be dope, but I don't expect the ring. It's gonna be a constant theme with these topics today, though. Yo, just play ball, man. What happened to just playing basketball? Everything is always about some new wrinkle. Yo, I'm on a new team. Like, why do you have to leave Phoenix? I don't understand any of these things. And it sucks because when the Larry Bird comparisons come around, Kevin Durant walking through your doors, that was a big deal for me. Like when he turned us down, I didn't care because it meant you were coming with Kyrie, and it was like, bro, I don't know if that can really lead us. That's kind of a tumultuous. I don't know about that leadership. And then now it's like the same thing. You got Brunson there, but I don't know about you. And that sucks because at the end of the day, no matter how you slice it, he's a basketball legend, bro. Easy Money Sniper's a basketball legend. So, we try to show love, but at the same time, we got to be real about KD. He pulled up, got 60 at the Rucker, and then you went to Dykeman, and you are the man. But it's the decisions you make off the court that we get confused with, and why we don't want anything to do with that, because we got to be careful about the next steps. How are you going to help us choose the next coach? There's a lot of question marks. Well, there's one or two big question marks here, and we can't add another one with you. You're a big shadow in the room, especially when you come with $50-60 million. Now, if you come in here and say, yo, if you trade for me, Knicks, I'll re-sign for $20 million a year, or $30 million a year. I'll give you a discount. I want to win. I want to be part of a legacy. Now we talking. But if you're still thinking that you, like they said, 31 years old, damn, you got other plans, bro. You just do.
I hear what both of y'all saying, and like I said, the circumstances, I agree with what the Knicks did, and I agree with what both of y'all are saying. But I have to ask myself, who would I rather have, Mikal Bridges or Kevin Durant? I'm sorry, I'm taking Kevin Durant. So for me, I'm not with the super team thing, but like I said, if we could get him for the cheap for a year or two, I don't see no problem with it. I just see a problem with Phoenix asking for the mother load. That's the part I don't understand. But I'm gonna say it again. If you ask me who would I rather have at this point, Mikal or KD, taking KD even at 37. I'm sorry. And that's the only problem I would have is trying to give up too much. Like you said, him still trying to get all that money. But kudos to the Knicks. Like I said, I 100% agree with what they did. If you asking me as a fan, like I said, if it's for Mikal, straight up, which is probably impossible, but just fantasy and just having fun with it, I don't know who would y'all rather have, but I'd rather have KD over Mikal Bridges for a year or two. Now we talk about longevity, 4-5 year contract and building the future and trying to do this thing season in and season out, then I get it. But if we saying, okay, within these next 2 years, we have to win a championship and we can swap, I'm sorry, I'm doing that. But I know that's not going to happen. I'm just saying, trying to be funny but have fun. But at the same time, if we can keep the core with OG, Brunson, Cat, Hart, Deuce, Mitch, I'm being honest. If you keep that core with Kevin Durant, and like y'all said, a very important thing that I can't ignore, and y'all both be saying it, the right head coach that can coach that, I don't see, I'm being honest, my brothers, I don't see how that's bad. I'm sorry, I just don't. Now, like I said, if it's OG and Bridges and somebody else, or if it's Cat with no, but if it's take Bridges bum ass out of here with whatever pieces that's going to add up to that, I guess with whatever draft picks, I'm being honest. I'm thinking about that. To me, that's something to think about. Anything besides that, Knicks, like y'all said, get your ass out of here. No.
I don't know. I just don't hear anything that I need to hear from a guy that is supposed to be helping me win. I don't hear it in Brooklyn. I didn't hear it in Phoenix. The only thing I hear from the dude is defending his legacy to people that he don't know. The only thing I hear from the dude is the back and forth banter, again, with people that he don't know. I don't remember the last time I heard Kevin Durant give an assessment on what the fuck happened the last 3 seasons in Phoenix. Keep it real, y'all. People in the comments. When is the last time we've actually heard Kevin Durant talk basketball about what he needs to do, what the team needs to do? They brought in a championship level coach in there. They brought Budenholzer in there to say, hey, yo, get this right. Because that's the team that he actually lost to when he was coaching Milwaukee. He was coaching Milwaukee and lost to Phoenix. Phoenix brought his ass in there and said, hey, help take us somewhere. And you can't make the playoffs with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So, nah. I've seen this dude in too many compromising situations where the situation you could have elevated the situation had you been, I don't know, a different type of player. I don't get the fascination with this dude anymore. For me, it's the name at this point. Great player, absolute great player. But the fascination with this Kevin Durant dude is I'm over it, to be honest with you. Over it. Again, this is not knocking who he is as an individual player. Individually, he's one of the best and still is one of the best. But if you're just talking about bringing him in and him being something that's going to help us get to where we need, 2 games away from the finals this year, Kevin Durant's going to help us win the championship, I don't believe that. I don't. And I'm not willing to hijack our roster for that nigga.
It's crazy.
I'm not.
No, please be having me because he be dead serious. He's serious. And I remember how to watch him back, and I know I'm gonna cry over this shit. The fascination, I don't get it, but it's.
Can I ask y'all a question? Like,
read the super chat.
I want to ask y'all a question, and this is especially for Tory B. Tory B, just letting you know I love you. I don't duck no smoke. So stop.
Yes, you
stop
did. You did last time.
I don't even remember.
Oh, he saw that. I didn't know if you saw it for Tory.
Yeah, I can see
I hid it on purpose.
She on your heels.
Stop bamboozling these. our people in the chat. I ducks no smoke. Love you, Tory B.
Big shout out to Brooklyn.
Let me ask y'all this. Because I don't even remember the question, but you can ask it again, and I'll kindly answer it. Flea, I'm asking you, and I'm asking Tory B. Because you just said something that's 100% incorrect. If we have Kevin Durant on the court with us, remember, we're saying healthy, right? With Brunson, Cat, let's just say OG, Mitch, Deuce. You telling me against Indiana we're not winning that series? Like, seriously. Put your basketball hat on. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. I'm talking.
I said maybe.
Okay, cool.
Maybe.
Cool. Maybe. Okay, cool. I see that, man. I see that. I'm asking y'all a simple question.
OG.
It's that simple though.
OG.
No, it's not.
With the dude next to other players that I think you would say are the equivalent of a Brunson, of a Cat, of a this, with guys next to him, and him even being younger. We're talking about an older Kevin Durant now coming. I'm talking about a younger guy with a Kyrie Irving swept out the first round of players. A younger Kevin Durant with a D Booker next to him swept out the play. And these are all
hold on, now watch this. No, watch this. You ready? Devin Booker ain't Jalen Brunson.
I agree.
Okay. I've seen Devin Booker as the best player on a championship level team. I've seen it in the finals.
No, hold on, Fleet. No, let's stay there because he had Chris Paul 8 was playing at an all-time high. Bridges.
Was he the best player? All I said was he was the best player on a championship level team. That's all I said.
Hold on. I'm gonna say it again because I don't want us to stare off. Booker's not Jalen Brunson. And what's the other nigga that's stealing from the NBA right now? That's over there. No, that's with Phoenix. The other guard.
Bill.
Bradley Beal ain't OG. He ain't Cat. So I'm not giving KD no excuse. I'm never doing that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm saying a rental for a year and we don't give up anything. I agree with y'all. I'm not talking about giving up the house. No. But I'm saying I'd rather KD than Bridges right now. I'm asking y'all.
If that's the question, yes. If you're asking me, do I want a Kevin Durant or Michael Bridges? Yes. Give me Kevin Durant.
Right. So that's the conversation. What I'm saying I'm not giving up everybody, but if we can figure out a way with Bridges and some guys off the bench and some picks to make up for however that contract shit work, that's what I'm saying. If it got anything to do with Brunson, OG, or Cat, I'm saying no. But I'm asking y'all, Brunson at the 1, OG at the 2, KD at the 3, Cat at the 4, Mitch at the 5. You got Deuce and Hart coming off the bench. I'm just trying to ask y'all, that's not beating Indiana?
Maybe.
It all, again, I've been saying it for 3 years.
Coaching?
Exactly. Tibbs is no longer here.
Who knows?
The Celtics.
Who the fuck knows?
The Celtics, the Pacers, the Cavaliers, the OKC Thunder, Dallas.
Let me have that one, OG.
Hold on, baby. Hold on, right? Hold on, I'm laughing, right? Because all I see is Tory B say, I'm not trading my youth. What youth do we have on the Knicks? Like, hold on. If we're not trading Cat, Brunson, OG, Hart, and Mitchell Robinson, tell me the young, talented, gifted players that should not be traded from the Knicks. Please tell me.
You know, the youth, she's only saying that the youth, they're all pre-30. Somehow.
No. Listen, I'm simple and plain. I'm a little slow. I'm going. Listen, I'm simple question. If we're not talking about trading Cat, Brunson, OG, Josh Hart, or Mitchell Robinson, tell me the great youth that we have that should be untradeable, that's untouchable.
No, we have none.
I'll get off the screen. I want Tory B to, I want Fabian too, because he's making that stupid face. Let me know the great young talent we got, Flea. Natural, but Flea. Let Fabian, Tory B. Let me know the great young talent that we ain't giving up.
You see, AllBall always thinks he's slick, right? He tries to pigeonhole you into this question that I never cared about that question. Entertained about
so you ain't got. All right, so mind your business. I apologize.
Of course, we're gonna say. Of course, if we trade Mikal Bridges for Kevin Durant straight up, we do it. Of course, if we say we would like to trade Cat for Giannis straight up, we would do it. Those are all upgrades, especially the next 2 or 3 year window. Of course, if we get Tom Thibodeau the hell up out of here, even with a Jason Kidd or a mid-level coach, whatever the hell, that knows to play 10 guys on a damn court. Of course.
Can I ask y'all a question?
No. You're not right now.
No, hold on.
What youth? And then, hold on, Flea. Then he goes off to rattle off. He rattles off the 5 guys who are playable on our team that are all young. And he says, what youth? That was his question after asking what youth.
That was my purpose of trying to explain that Tory B is simply saying the guys that are our core, if Phoenix calls and says, we want a Bridges and an OG, or we want a Bridges and a Cat, we can't do that.
But Flea, hold on. I said that. Hold on. See that? Don't do that to me. I said that. I'm asking y'all, Mikal Bridges, Deuce, Tyler Kolek, are y'all doing that for Kevin Durant? Just yes or no?
Mikal Bridges, Deuce, and Tyler Kolek.
Just yes or no?
No.
Okay, Flea, are you doing that?
Yes.
Listen, we don't got to talk about it no more. I'm just saying, stop making me seem like I'm crazy, like I'm always the one that says something nuts. Thank you, Flea.
You're both crazy.
Yes.
You're both crazy. Once again, we want to trade more depth for an aging. Flea just went on for 20 minutes. That's a total Nick move. And
he asked me a specific question. He said, would you trade Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, and Tyler Kolek? And I said, yes. Yes. Can I go find? Hold on, because you getting a little excited. Slow down. Can you go find another Deuce McBride right now? Answer that question. Just the blanket question.
Yes.
What Deuce McBride provides, can we go find that, or do we have to draft that? Can we find that in the league right now?
Yes, we can find it.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. So then what else are we talking about? Kolek don't play, right? He's going to struggle to get on the floor for any team in the NBA. And so now we're talking about, is Bridges better or is Kevin Durant better? Come on. That's why I'm answering the question.
Yes, but now
he asked it.
Of course, because now you're going using your imagination and you're going to go search for somebody that can replace Deuce, forgetting that I personally am losing trust in La Cosa Rosa. Yeah, I said it. So now you got who's the player who's in our rotation? Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Mitch, Hart, Deuce. 7 guys. You want to take away 2 of them and add 1. That's 6 guys. Then you want to replace them based on what history? Our history is not good with replacing players. We haven't shown that. We replaced our backup last year with Cam Payne and Landry Shamet. No, I'm not.
You don't think that they
trading.
realized that was a mistake?
I don't know. Once again, I'm losing trust. Like you said, Flea, this summer's going to be a long summer. Can't wait. I want to see what the hell y'all doing. And which goes back 360 to the reason to going back to the. I'm super glad we said hell no to Kevin Durant. No, you don't. You ain't no. There's no obligation for you. That might be the name of a podcast right there. Ain't no obligation for you. You ain't a big dog no more. You ain't make the playoffs. When the hell do you tell anybody what to do? That's not. You ain't no MVP candidate, huh? What you talking about, right? You ain't no #1 All-NBA. Them days are gone, Papa. You third option. We back at it. Braun was that 3 years ago. LeBron plays 65 games a year. How many games you gonna play, KD? So now we got a game plan for you playing what, 55, 60 games? And then what? As a #1 option? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Not happening, bro. I'm not trading 3 pieces for you. Since when? You act like you said Giannis or something. Out of his mouth,
I'm tired of the name. That niggas be acting like the name is the book. What you said? OG? Kawhi's name ain't the book. He ain't the boogeyman. Kevin Durant ain't the fucking boogeyman no more.
Not. Definitely
when
not.
That nigga comes into the gym, when that nigga comes into the gym, niggas ain't, oh shit, 7-foot nigga that could. Yo, Kevin Durant the building, y'all.
Yo, hold on. I forgot. I forgot. He got swept out the first round back-to-back years.
Yeah.
It's not back-to-back. It's not back-to-back years, but back-to-back teams. No, it wasn't back-to-back years.
Yeah, bro. Remember the last
season in Brooklyn, they got swept by Boston.
And then the next season he got traded.
Yeah, but he didn't play much that season. And then it was last year that they got swept by Phoenix.
This is his third season with Phoenix?
Yeah, I believe this is his second or third season. Because the first season he only played 9. Remember he got hurt on the layup line? Didn't he get hurt on the layup line or some shit?
Why would you say that?
Yeah, no, because we're talking about Kevin Durant right now. Like, the fuck?
Hey, and Flea, real quick,
and this is who you want to trade 3 players for. The man can't make it out of a layup line. Oh, boy. Have some decency out here, man.
Listen, once again, y'all, listen, Tory B, listen, Tory B, I love you too, Tory B. But, like, for me, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you can't tell me a player like that, if you could get him healthy in the playoffs with what we have. Like I said, if we're talking, guys like Pressure True is not happy. He's gone. Like I said, what are we going to do with Huck Purdy? Like I said, we have some pieces that if we don't have to give up our core guys, and like Flea said, we can find other guys that can fill certain spots. And if you get a KD, now you have a Cat, you have a Brunson, you have an OG, you have a Mitchell Robinson, you have a Josh Hart. That looks attractive to where now guys that want to play for the minimum, a la Miami with Braun in them, where you could just keep plucking and picking dudes because they see, oh shit, I might go win a championship. So for me, I'm looking at it from that standpoint. I agree with both of y'all. At 37, he doesn't deserve to be where, you got to wind and dine him. Nah, we ain't going through all that. And like I said, at that age, you're not getting a house. You're not getting no all-star suit. You're not getting none of that. But if we can figure out a way to give up, like I said, for me, Bridges and some bench pieces and some picks, and it's a ritual for a year or two, and we could get to a finals out of that, I like I said, I don't see the problem. I really don't. I really don't. And for me, now we see it's about getting in the playoffs. First, second, third, fourth seed don't mean shit. If KD can play 50-something games, but when he's in the playoffs, he's fully healthy, and we a third or fourth seed, who gives a fuck? As long as we playing in June in the finals, to me, that's all that matters. But once again, Fabian, I'm not advocating and saying let's go get KD. I'm just saying if it can be for the low, I don't see how it can hurt. I really don't. I really don't.
Getting hurt, slipping on the layup line was crazy. I forgot about that because that's the season that was Devin Booker was going bananas. When we shot like 60% from the field, looking like Jordan out there. I forgot about that. That was the first season they lost Denver in the second round. Yeah, he shot like 70%.
He played well.
Also, Kevin Durant is always on Twitter and he's always yapping about rings culture, which is something that I actually agree with him and LeBron about. But Jesus Christ, why do they always make it harder than what it gotta be? Stephen A. Smith back at it on ESPN, going bananas, just disrespecting people's legacies, their whole livelihood. What's wrong with this guy? Back on First Take with his man, J-Dub. Starting to like him, Flea.
Underachiever. I'm going to tell you why. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. 9 All-NBA selections in his career. 9 All-Star selections. And top 10 finishes in league MVP voting 9 times. And he has more of that than postseason series wins. That's unacceptable. You don't look at somebody that dominant, that fantastic, with that kind of fire in his belly to compete on a night-in, night-out basis, and all you have is one championship to show for it.
Paging Jay Will.
This is Jay Will's response after hearing Stephen A. Smith go off on Giannis' legacy, only winning one championship at this level of a legend.
Well, he's sitting next to me on TV. It looks like I pointed the right way.
Paging to me.
Yeah. I'm old.
All right.
That was one of your worst takes I've heard in a long time, man. That was horrible.
What is his best?
I had to, like I'm the little brother that has this filled with the venom sometimes when you and I go at each other, and it's all love because it's always love. But I think we really need to do a better job of reframing some of these conversations, right? And if you were to say that the franchise, the Milwaukee Bucks, have underachieved or are the biggest underachievers with the talent of Giannis, fair. But a guy who has a 50-point closeout game, a guy who's never chased any of these dream team scenarios, a guy who's a finals MVP, a guy who's a multi-time All-Star, all NBA, all everything, global face of the game. The fact that he brought an NBA championship to Milwaukee in the midst of the fire that he did. To call him an underachiever, I just think is an asinine comment. Because then if we go through history, we're calling a lot of these other great players who have won one NBA championship, which, by the way, you know how hard it is to win a championship?
Look at his face.
It's one of the hardest. It's like, okay, my college career, I'm an underachiever because my freshman and my junior year, we lost to Florida in the Sweet 16 and we lost to Indiana in the Sweet 16. And both of them went on to lose in a national championship game, but I got one my sophomore year. So I'm an underachiever because I should have more. So you're calling Allen Iverson an underachiever. You're calling Dirk an underachiever. You're calling KG an underachiever. You just called Oscar Robertson an underachiever because they've all got one championship. And because their talent is so great that in your mind, if they don't win more than one, if their career ends with only one championship, which just sounds crazy to say that would have negative connotation in it, which I think, frankly, is part of your job, having the seat that you have, having the career that you've had, right? We got to frame these conversations because there's no way in hell anybody who watches basketball, who knows the level of greatness that comes along with Giannis would say that he's an underachiever. Now, maybe Giannis might think to himself quietly, hey, I wish I could have got more championships. But I think anybody who's won a championship knows how everything needs to align perfectly, from front office to coaching to personnel to the ball bouncing the right way every single time for it to pivot for you to win a championship.
I don't know if you want to hear his response. That there's a windy response that I wanted to get to. AllBall, what do you think of Jay Will stepping up on First Take and going, hey, Stephen A, trash. Stop destroying people's legacies, man.
East Blue Drew, I agree. I can't stand both them niggas neither. I'm how long has Giannis been in Milwaukee? For about 10 years?
I think 12. 2013.
How long was Shaq in Orlando?
4 years.
4? Okay. Giannis' time in Milwaukee kind of reminds me of Shaq in Orlando. I don't think he underachieved. You know, got some bad breaks. You know, as if we all know the game and love the game, all of Giannis's teams haven't been great. When he did have a solid roster, they won a championship with Drew Holiday. Brook Lopez been around forever. Flea says this all the time. Chris Middleton can't stay healthy. He's the common denominator. When you have your second or legit third option can't stay healthy, like we all say, nobody can do it on their own. But, you know, what Giannis has accomplished in the league after his first couple years being frail, little, and, you know, Gilbert Arenas flaming him, talking about he ain't got no bag and this and that. Me flaming him sometimes to becoming a champion. Bringing a championship to Milwaukee before New York City is insane. The man has multiple MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. He's a walking 30-10. So I can't agree with Stephen A. Smith saying he underachieved. But, you know, Milwaukee year in and year out should be better. But guys got to stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. Dame Lillard came there. That didn't work. Was I totally wrong about that situation in Dame Lillard? I'm going to have to do a whole nother soliloquy and apologize to the world for my Dame Lillard takes. I hope can't nobody find them shits. But Giannis is weird because sometimes he looks like the best player in the world, and then sometimes he looks like I don't want him on my team. I don't know, it's weird with him, but I compare it to almost Orlando Shaq because it's like, yo, Shaq had Penny. Dennis Scott, like he had a nice little crew. They didn't get it done. So for me, I can't say he underachieved, but his season should be much better. When you are that caliber and that great of a player, we watched Luka, you know, get guys to the Western Conference Finals before Kyrie got there. So for me, you know, he has to play much better. He has to try to stay healthy. But I'm not gonna say he's an underachiever. I can't go there. I agree with Jay Will with that. His resume is legit. So I definitely can't go there. But these last couple seasons, Fabian always alludes to it. Milwaukee is trash. They ain't no threat. Nobody's worried about them. So when you have a player that magnitude, and you have us up here debating if we played Milwaukee in the playoffs, are you worried? If we say that about Luka, about any of these other stars, we gonna hold up now. So I think in that aspect, Giannis got to try to turn this shit around. But to say that he's underachieved, it got to be a better word. It got to be a better word. I don't know if underachieve is the word, but Giannis has to look himself in the mirror. We watching guys put their teams on their back. We watch what Halliburton is doing. We watch what SGA is doing, even though we know those guys got great teams. But we watching those guys. We watch what the Joker doing. He took OKC to Game 7, basically by himself. OKC about to win a championship. So if we looking at Joker like that and Giannis supposed to be on that level, Giannis, why you not dragging your guys to second round conference finals or competitive first round series? So to me, it gotta be a better word. I don't know what the word is. Maybe my brothers can help because they're much smarter. But underachieve, it gotta be another word, y'all. It gotta be another word. But as much as I would love Giannis over here, with Giannis also, he has some games and some seasons where, like I said, the numbers speak crazy, but the results be KD-ish sometimes. First round exits, debacles. You know what I'm saying? Flea, I'm just being honest. So Flea said sometimes these numbers is empty calories. Flea, what you say? Who gives a fuck about the numbers? You got average 40 and 15. Nigga, you losing in 5-6 games in the first round. So I don't know if that word is correct what Stephen A. Smith used, but like I always tell people, we may not have to like Stephen A. Smith, but he's not always wrong. Maybe his choice of words is wrong. But I understand what he's saying. We can't keep putting y'all niggas in these tier 1 categories with the greats and you struggling season after season when you got another all-star next to you. So I just need to know what's the word besides what Stephen A. Smith said.
Underachiever. Flea, do you have any other words besides underachiever? And do you agree with Stephen A. Smith?
No. I mean, I think the question was if he only ends up with one, right? Like, I don't know if they were judging his career like at this very point. Maybe they judging it at the end of the day when everything is said and done. He only has one championship. He's an underachiever. I don't think you could put underachiever next to Giannis at all. We're talking about a guy that go look at that 2013 draft. You talking about 2013 draft? Go look at who got drafted number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And let me know if there any 5 of those guys are better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. My point is this: the dude has worked his ass off to get to where he's at. Came in, was as slim as KD, and now he looks like a fucking Greek goddess, right? He's won multiple MVPs. He's won a championship. Got a championship before a lot of the niggas that we even talking about right now. We talking about SGA. We talking about Joker. We talking about this one and that one. Giannis put that on his resume way before them guys was even flirting with that shit. So to call him an underachiever is exactly what Stephen A. is speaking for. If you look at more of that clip, you'll see Stephen A. is speaking for the casual fan, y'all. He's speaking for the fan that is just looking at Giannis and just counting rings. And he's saying that the narrative around Giannis by people is going to be, oh, he underachieved because he didn't win multiple championships. But I think if everybody that love the game, that watch the game, that know the game, you can't call Giannis an underachiever. I brought up his draft stock for a reason because nobody believed that this kid would be any good. Team after team after team passed up on him. 15 teams passed up on him. Right?
He went 16, Flea?
I think he went 15 or 14. But look at these names. Look at these names. Cody Zeller, Otto Porter, Alex Lynn, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore. I'm talking about niggas that don't got jobs no more. I'm not going to be.
Nah, hold on. They took Trey Burke over my nigga.
Trey Burke.
Michael Carter Williams.
He won Rookie of the Year. Big shout out to him. Kelly Olynyk.
Shabazz Muhammad is insane.
Shabazz Muhammad. He's at the mosque right now. He's not playing basketball.
Like, Kelly Olynyk.
It's nasty.
Yo, that might be one of the worst drafts ever, bro.
Ever. You saw who the #1 pick was. It was that Anthony Bennett kid. That's one of the worst drafts in modern history, bro. So what I'm saying is, if you redraft that, right, who's the #1 pick if you do that draft over?
By far.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. They need to pick one and then get to the second round. That's how much better that dude is. So to use the word underachiever, I was trying to find one, OG, to try to find a better word, because I think you're spot on. There got to be a better word, right? Because when you hit that mountaintop, right, when you finally get there, you win a championship. You do it with the team that drafted you. You know, you do it while progressing, just getting better and better. Everybody said you can't do this, so now you add that to your game. You said you can't do this, now you add that, right? You're doing all of this work, right? You get into a NBA Finals and are down 0-2. Down 0-2. Win 4 in a row in the closeout game. Guess what? I'm gonna have 50. 50. Go find me another closeout game with 50. I'll wait. Go find it. I will wait.
16 of 16.
From the foul line when they said he couldn't shoot foul shots. Underachieved? Nah, that ain't the word. You are absolutely right, OG. That ain't the word. Find a better word. Has he struggled over the last few years as a team? Yes. Giannis has been a top 5 scorer in the league. He's been top 5 or 6 MVP voting every single year. He's the last dude aside from Joker to win back-to-back MVP. Like, so come on, man. Like this dude is legit. When he has a basketball team around him that can get healthy into the playoffs, they make deep runs. I can't call this dude an underachiever. And still to this day, I bet all 3 of us probably got him top 5 or top 3 right now. Yes or no?
He's top 2.
5, top 3 what?
Top 5 or top 3 in the NBA player today.
He's definitely top 5. Yeah, I got him top 5.
And some people have him top 3, right? So
I got him top 5.
He's top 3 anytime. If Embiid is healthy, he's on point. Joker, him, and Embiid just, and 3 different styles at that. And that's my biggest issue with this. And I think if we have some time, we'll get into the whole ring culture thing. And that's always been my issue with that. Everybody doesn't have the luxury to have the general manager. Like what Jay Will said, he flamed them. Stephen A is back. He told them exactly what the problem is. You're part of the problem. You and all these old-time media dudes who created the Michael Jordan 6-0 thing. You have to beat this. LeBron tries to go beat that. Join 30 different teams. He can't do it. Who the hell can chase that? Giannis ain't doing that. He stayed with the same team. So what's the argument? Y'all shit on LeBron because he goes on these different teams and chooses his teammates, but then Giannis stays there and you shit on him. He can't choose his teammates. He can't choose his coach. He can't choose. It has no part in that. But he balls out. To say someone's an underachiever, he was the 16th pick and got the MVP. When did that happen? Only Joker could beat that. He's a 2nd-round pick. That's what I'm like. Stephen A is just, again, he knows how to clickbait. He knows how to do this, and that's why he chose that word. You could tell. And I love it because it does create conversation, and I think we do need to have these conversations because I've been sick of it.
But hold on. But I want to ask y'all, like, and we could stay here, but I want to ask y'all. He gets offended. Stephen A generally gets offended when his basketball acumen and his basketball knowledge and IQ is questioned. But from what you just said, like, either you're going to be performative and lean into being performative, or you're going to lean into being authentic and thinking you got your ear to the street. You can't do both. I don't think you can do both in a way that is believable. Let me say that, because I don't believe him.
Well, he's doing it. I disagree with that.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
I believe him. I think that there's plenty of people. To me, his problem has always been is that your opinion is based on, you try to back it up with whoever texts you. You need an all-NBA guy. I don't need nobody to confirm for me what the hell I believe, bro. I'm watching basketball. I don't think LeBron James is as good as Michael Jordan when it matters most. That's it. I don't need a ring to prove that. Jordan could have lost all his titles. But when it's time to show up, he shows up. There is no crying. There's no crying after a J.R. Smith. Like, we see a winner. We know what it is. OG, that's it.
Hold on, Fabian. Jordan could have lost all his titles and people would feel the same way that they feel.
Not people.
OG.
Again.
Jordan could have lost all of these finals, and you niggas would still feel the same way y'all still feel about Michael Jordan? I'm asking a blanket question.
No. Like you said, you didn't hear what he said after that. Like you said with Stephen A. Smith, nobody heard the whole conversation. All he said was, if I'm correct, he said he just knows a winner when he sees a winner. He didn't say.
I'm asking you a question. I don't give a fuck with it. Okay, cool. I heard you, Fabian. Thanks for that context. I'm asking you a question though. If he's 1-6, Jordan, he's 2-4. He's 2-4. 1-5 in the finals. You niggas still feel the same way?
And he's the GOAT? Now you can't be the GOAT if you that. No.
I just wanted to see.
So again, he's not 1-6. Guess what? He's 6 of 13. No, he's not. Nobody wins every year.
Oh, you talking about
Jordan used to get his ass whooped in the 80s. Yeah. We all forget this. He didn't beat Larry Bird and them Celtics. That was a real big tough. You couldn't beat them dudes. He was getting his ass whooped by Detroit. So this whole thing to me, Giannis doesn't have the right team. You can't know what he did in the finals was crazy. Yeah, he needed some luck, but he doesn't have those same Olympic. He didn't have no Scottie Pippen for 8 years either. What y'all talking about right now? He didn't have Dennis Rodman for 3. He didn't have these guys. He had Drew Holiday for 3-4 years, maybe. This is what I hate about these conversations. That I've never liked about these conversations. We come to the same conclusion about Michael Jordan being a GOAT, and I don't never use rings ever. All I ever talk about is, you telling me Barkley wasn't crazy in '93? You bugging. I'm not saying Barkley did other things to show me like I don't know about him. He was in Philly and all that, and he wasn't trying to, but he was the lead guy on his team, and we all respected it. We ain't talking about DeMar DeRozan or something like that. No disrespect to him, but Giannis, and that's what's disappointing about this thing. When y'all ring count and ring chase, that is now a stat, and now you're counting stats. So how come every other stat that we laugh at LeBron about, he had 30,000 points on Tuesday night on after 8 p.m. We always laugh at this, but we can't laugh at rings. I'm gonna laugh at your ring count. That shit means nothing to me. It never did. Bro. If you don't have the team, that's not happening. It's not. And unfortunately for Giannis, bro, he got Doc Rivers as his coach. We forget all this. This is what we had to deal with. The most losingest coach ever.
By his choice.
There's no way he chose
by his choice.
Doc Rivers.
If you don't think Giannis has anything to do with Doc Rivers sitting on that sideline,
there's nobody that watches basketball, that loves basketball, that would ever allow Doc Rivers suggested that dude, what's his name, that was there with Toronto, and he went to the coach before him. Griffin. He was 30-13. Doc Rivers was the one who broke it all out with Milwaukee. Come on, there's no either way. If he chose that's on him. That's cool. But it's still Doc Rivers at the end of the day. It is not Phil Jackson. It is not Jerry Krause up there leading Milwaukee. Milwaukee's another shell shock company, apparently. They traded Drew Holiday. That was stupid. I don't care what Giannis is saying. Michael Jordan wanted things to change, and Jerry Krause. They used to make fun of the general manager. And he's still, the little penguin walking around. They used to make fun of him, roasting him. And that's the guy that built the team. Everybody's not as fortunate, man. Lee, you said this last year when you said that the Knicks might have lightning in a bottle. That has stuck with me the moment you said it, because it's like, did we get lucky? Because we got 8-9 guys on the roster. How lucky do you have to be when the Warriors not trading for Kevin Love? Like, there's a lot of things that take place. Jerry West was advising the Warriors. Ain't no Jerry West advising these Bucks. Who the hell is the general manager for the Bucks? Like, it's not like, and my bottom line with this, I'll end it with this. I've never watched Giannis play and thought he didn't give it 100%.
Sure.
Ever.
For sure.
Ever. He's not Joker where he can make his teammates better. That's not his game. Again, we start to compare players with their skills, and it makes no sense. You expect Giannis to come down, dribble down court, and run an offense like Joker? That's not his game. Where's the rebounding? Where's the perimeter defenders to lead, to funnel him to Giannis, who's a great weak side defender, but on ball, how I feel about that. Halliburton cracked his ass and got the game winner on him in the playoffs. So I think there's so much being made about this, and it has to be where the old bullshit media that been talking Mike, that started with Mike with the ring culture bullshit. And Stephen A. Smith is the head of that. And I'm glad Jay Will called his ass out, bro. Why do you have to diminish other players? How you putting, no disrespect to AI, no disrespect to Steve Nash, how you putting them in Giannis category? Giannis a multiple MVP candidate. AI and them boys ain't that. This is a different level. So I'm glad he called him to the carpet, man. I'm glad he called him to the carpet because this has to be said. Bro, we love the game. We love the game. When you great, we gotta salute you. Sometimes it ain't your fault, but he gives it his all, man. And I don't want anybody to forget the players that we know for a fact leave their heart on the court. He's one of them.
He's one for sure.
That was well said. I think who underachieved, which needs to be more highlighted on all platforms and all big networks, is these front offices. That's who underachieves most of the time. Fleet says it all the time. Every year you're supposed to upgrade. I made a post years ago. What I said, the Denver Nuggets have ruined the Joker's career and legacy, which he probably doesn't care. But what team are y'all building around these guys? Like you said, the front office. Who made that choice to get rid of Drew Holiday? Why are y'all still holding on to Brook Lopez? How did y'all not see the signs with Chris Middleton breaking down and going, oh, like, why? So I think the right word, underachieve, is not for Giannis, it's for the Milwaukee Bucks in the front office. Sure. A lot of these front offices are doing terrible jobs, Lee. And I just want you to, if you could give us a minute on why nobody attacks the front office. Why would you attack Giannis when he's doing his job? The numbers is there. The effort is there. The work ethic, everything is there. Flea, just real quick, should underachieve be for the front offices instead of Giannis?
For sure. But we're talking about superstar level players, right? There ain't many superstar level GMs. There's but so many GMs that you could say right now, you know, face to face. You know what Leon Rose looks like. You know what Bob Myers looks like. You know what Masai Ujiri looks like. You know, and now I'm reaching. Now I'm reaching. Presty, you know what Presty looks like. Right. Maybe people know what Lawrence Frank looks
Stevens, like. Danny Ainge.
But what I'm saying is these guys ain't the face, right? These guys don't show up to the press conference and answer the tough questions. They not the ones that's dribbling the basketballs out there and determining what happens on the basketball court. So they could be fucking boneheads, don't know how to evaluate talent, don't know a damn thing about the cap, don't know, putting my team in the right position for if I make this move right now, it's going to benefit us 3 years from now. There's not a lot of guys that are in those positions. They just, they put some nerds in these spots and say, be a nerd. No, fuck that. You got to know the game of basketball. You got to know how to assess talent. You got to know how to mix and match what fits, what doesn't fit. And I think all of that is a skill. All of that is a skill. And it is a super underrated skill that but so many. We're talking about, think about this. We're talking about, and I know money matters, right? But think about the fact that this is the 7th year in a row that a team is not going to go back to back. Think about how hard it is for a GM and a team to put together a dynastic type team, a team to win back to back, a team to win 3 in a row, a la the Lakers, Bulls, Miami Heat win back to back, Houston wins back to back. That shit is hard, bro, to make all those pieces work. So big shout out to the GMs that was getting it right all them years because we was used to dynasties. Now we used to GMs just what I said, lightning in a bottle, striking gold one time. We got one. And now we cool. When is the next time that we're gonna see a team go back to back?
But I think for sure, our platform and other platforms, like, we always bring the heat onto the players. Mm-hmm. But some of these front offices is horrific. Like I said, when you have players like a Giannis, a Joker, how do you mess that up?
Right.
How do you get rid of a Bruce Brown after you see how important he was over there in Denver when y'all won that championship? How do you not see, okay, Michael Porter Jr., why are we holding on to you so fucking long? Like, come on, y'all guys got these jobs. Y'all smart now because you wouldn't have these jobs. You get millions. Go ahead.
They fired a coach. Fuck the players. They fired a coach. They said, Mike Malone, you can get out of here. You can get out of here.
But for me, it's certain.
Listen, I'm always on the GMs. I just said, like Cosa Rosa, I'm losing faith in you until the end of the summer. You got to show me something else. I love, David Smith. I love when you talking your talk, right? But look, can Giannis shoot? Can Giannis pass? Can Giannis make free throws? Luka does all that and more, and he still ain't won an MVP. He went to the championship, and he ain't on Giannis level, bro. Giannis is not a skilled player, and this was what AllBall was alluding to. This is the reason why you can't believe in the NBA conspiracies, because if you did, you would have been got rid of every general manager that's not trying to optimize the Giannis, Joker, all the stars in basketball. They should be fired from the top of the NBA. You don't want to quit? You're gonna get that, you're gonna get that UPS delivery. Yeah, you can't. To not be able to surround those players with that talent, to bring them into April, May, and June, the biggest commercials are around for your star players, to promote them. This is what made Michael Jordan. I mean, obviously Michael Jordan and LeBron, these guys are otherworldly talents. Magic Johnson, otherworldly. But I think I think Adam Silver got to come out and send them the UPS box to their door. You gotta get rid of these people, man. Did you guys have a couple more minutes? I know it's 9:16. Damn. But I wanted to talk about ring culture for a second, if you guys could.
I got about 5-10 minutes if that's cool with you. I don't know if you want to have this. Because remember, we make a say that unless you want to have like a real discussion about it. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you.
Might want to save it then, because it's LeBron. It's about what we just talked about anyway. But I think we
can definitely discuss it if we coming on. We could definitely discuss it another day. That ain't no problem. It's just right now, you know how we are. I love being up here with my brothers, and I don't. 5 minutes could turn into another hour. So it's up to y'all.
We parking lot that. We parking lot ring culture for the mall. We parking lot that.
LD, appreciate the super chat. Thank you for your $4.99.
99.
My cousin works for Dame Dash in Los Angeles. He's an idea guy, but a horrible businessman. He doesn't understand that the boring stuff sustains business. I guess so. I just think it's a team. It's so much of a team. There's too much I when it comes to anyone. And we were just talking about Giannis, and it's like, to me, I think he sacrifices enough.
Let me say this, and I've said this numerous times. I know what I'm smart at and what I'm not smart at. That's why my brothers is up here with me. You have to understand what you're good at and what you're not good at. And what you're not good at, you get people that are good at it. I'm not good at editing. I probably never will be. So you know what I'm gonna do? My brother great at it. I'm not good at interviewing and just the real history of the game. You know who good at it? My brother. I'm saying with Dame, bro, it's impossible to do everything. If you from the streets, everybody know. You can't go get it, bag it up, go out and sell it, count the money, be your own security. Bro, your own lookout. Bro, come on, man. That's why I say sometimes we think we smarter than what we are. Bro, Hove was the one all along. However it happened, however shiesty it looks, we have to look at certain things. Who has the superstar wife? Who has the successful wife? Who was the guy that was getting everybody signed to Def Jam? Like, bro, who has these ideas? So for me, I hope everybody get on their feet. I don't wish downfall on nobody. But that comment, that was very important. Because once again, from the outside looking in, we all could think we geniuses. But what's proving that? What's the results?
Flea, you know what he said was so important, because like when we do the GOAT conversation for football, like I had to break it down to my man at work. Shout out to Kate. I don't know his name out there, Kate. But like it got to a point where we were talking about the Bills versus I think we were talking about the other day, the Bills in the 90s and the Cowboys. And I'm like, so you telling me that Troy Aikman's a better quarterback than Jim Kelly? Nobody watching football will ever tell you that. Troy Aikman is not mentioned in anybody's top 30 quarterbacks of all time. We know for a fact, come on. That's a crazy offensive line. And if Jim Kelly had that, he'd be talked about differently, right? And Football makes me realize more than anything else. Sometimes some of us are touched by the gods, and there's nothing we could do about it. So everything you just said, AllBall, is yeah, he's right. How the hell you end up with the hottest chick in the game where my chick? Like, that's too coincidental. Yo, bro, just fall back and play your position. You helped get him to this point. Now, you know what? Damn, I did everything I could for my man because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's my man, and I believe in him. Who the hell believed in Jay-Z more than Dame Dash? Yo, all right. It's on you now, big bro. You the man. You got it.
Hold on.
Niggas don't think. Go ahead, OG.
Please. He was, listen, man. No. Seriously, because, listen, he was on YouTube. This is public. Nobody's violating him. Nobody disrespecting him. He said this himself. He came on YouTube and said one time he found $400,000 in the Rockefeller account and took it. Not, yo, my brothers, we all three partners. I found this bread. This ain't nobody's. Well, let's split it. He said, I took it. What? Right now, I find $400,000 in the AllBall TV account. I don't call my brothers and go, hey, fellas, y'all know who this is? Nas? We splitting it. No, y'all found out 5 years later when we all broke up. Bro, come on, man.
And my teeth are dropping online. Like, yo, man.
It's bad work. It's bad work, man. It's bad work. I don't care what nobody says. I don't want to get into all of the bits and pieces of the relationship because that's the point that I say. I don't know. But what I do know from the outside looking in is at some point, we got to figure out how to stand on our own too. At some point.
Gotta take accountability, man. I'm learning that at 47. Gotta take accountability, man.
Or you know what I haven't heard? You said accountability, right? Or I haven't heard this. Or being super happy that you were a part of something that everybody knows about. That was super dope. Nobody could disagree with everything we said about Rockefeller. You can't sit there and be like, oh, damn, he really went up there from here. Like, this is crazy. Just be happy about it.
Niggas' egos are not set up like that. Niggas' egos are not set up like that. How people look at things are not set up like that. People are not selfless enough. He could sit back and rest on the fact that where Hove is today is not going to happen without him at some point, right? If it happened at the beginning of his career and you can't rest on that and know that, yo, the nigga that y'all think is the best in the world, I had a doing in that. I had my hand in that. If that doesn't do something for you, like I said, a lot of niggas' egos ain't set up like that.
Right. Because they want to be.
For sure.
But you know what? That's
what it is, old Paul.
But see, this is why I gotta get offline because I love conversations like this. And I gotta be here until tomorrow. See, what happens is you have to take accountability. Sometimes you have to say to yourself, why doesn't a person want to deal with me no more? And when you reflect and think about it, that person may be right. And that's not the end. See, and that's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of your life, right?
Right. It's not but for us to feel like, I love Jerry Seinfeld. The show his mother one time said it was a skip. She was like, how can nobody not like my son? Right? And it's like, yo, bro, we all have something to where a person can be like, yo, I just don't. So for me, for us to sit there sometimes think that we do everything right, we do nothing wrong, we the smartest, but all this BS, bruh, we all have ways where somebody may say, bruh, I'm done, I'm good. That's it. I don't want no harm done to you. I don't wish. And you have to sit to yourself and say, okay, I did this, I said this. Damn, I get it now. But if you don't take accountability, bro, you're going to be, and this is what happens. Now we all on social media. Everybody's saying nut shit, going crazy, doing this, doing all that. It's like, yo, bro, just take accountability. Listen, I know why somebody mad that won't deal with me no more. I ain't mad at it. Who gives a fuck? But that's not going to make me go out and disrespect you. And, oh, bro, listen, man. Hove might have been the one. Listen, Matrix, Neo, and what was my other man name? His man, Morpheus. Bruh, Morpheus was the one that was the smartest and this and that and this. Who turned out to be the one? Neo, bro. In the beginning, it was Dame and Hove. Dame was Morpheus. But all along, who was the one? Hove, bro. He felt. Listen, man, this shit, bro, it can get too ill, it can get too deep, and people is never gonna understand, and it can get sticky. But my whole thing with all this, to sum it up, you have to take accountability. If you don't take accountability, you're never gonna grow, and you're gonna be stuck in this situation forever, bro. And you can't give people the satisfaction to see you hurt like this. When you make that many enemies, bro, it's hard to come back from that, Flea. Hard, bro.
Yeah, that you smoked that. I don't think I ain't got too much to say after that. You just said something that I'm literally going through in real time. And so that's why, you saying what you're saying landed with me. And you got to pay attention to you, the accountability. Why don't niggas want to be around you? Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. We understand your gripe with this person and that person, this person and that person. But Flea, you the common denominator. Why don't niggas want to be around you? Right? So that's spot on, OG. For real.
Let me make y'all laugh before we get out of here, right? Y'all two can say, damn, just imagine it all break up, right? And the thing is, damn, man, AllBall never let Flea and Fabian get a word in. I gotta sit and say to myself, I cut them motherfuckers every 10 seconds. You know what? They 100% correct. I wouldn't want to do nothing with me neither. You get what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. You gotta look at your whole shit and go, Hove might have not have been wrong. Because if Hove stayed with me, he wouldn't have no relationships with nobody. Bro, when do we eventually say, I want to do something else? It's gonna make me weird, it's gonna make me soft. Bro, who wants to be tough till they 80, bro? Who? So you telling me nobody wants to have a wife, be vulnerable, have kids, and just go, bro, I want to sit, cross my legs the regular way, though, not the way we go all the way across. I don't know how to do that. I'm talking about the regular way where just it hit the knee. Niggas know how to do it where niggas' thighs be touching. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no. Where niggas' thighs be touching.
Right. It's a different kind of cross your legs. But I'm saying, come on, man. Yeah, get us out of here. Hey, Flea, look. Hold on. Hold on. I can't.
The fucking biggest.
Look, I can't. Yo, is niggas having Hey, Flea, is niggas having surgery the way their legs could cross all the way over where both your feet is connected? What's going on out here, man?
The nigga said when niggas' thighs is touching.
Y'all know what this was.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Back the ball. Yo, this nigga OG is crazy.
I think 7:30 is a good time, depending on the time. I might have overtime, y'all. So I might be
able to shit, man.
Yo, click the link in the comment. I didn't put it in the comments. Actually, it's in the description. AllBall-TV.com.
Hey, Flea, I told him get us out of here 10 minutes ago. You see what I'm saying? And you still, bro, cut it off, bro. Please,
no, you don't.
Torby, good night.
You should be promoting the shirts. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, go get a shirt, man.
Yeah, go get a shirt.
I'm so terrible. Hold on.
We just want Dame for 2 hours, and he goes Dame on us. He's like, I gotta buy AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.